A dog can whimper. An elephant's eyes can water from dust or wind. But no elephant has ever cried at a funeral. Emotional tears, tears triggered by grief, joy, or overwhelming feeling, appear to exist in exactly one species: us. Biochemist William Frey ran one of the first real studies on this back in the 1980s. He collected tears from people crying at sad movies and compared them to tears from people simply cutting an onion. The two liquids were chemically different. Emotional tears contained higher levels of stress hormones and natural painkillers your body produces on its own, which raised a strange question. Why would sadness trigger your body to release its own painkillers, through your eyes of all places? One leading theory comes from evolutionary psychologist Oren Hasson. He argued that tears aren't just a release, they're a signal. Tears blur your vision. In that moment, you become more vulnerable, less able to see a threat coming. And that vulnerability is the point. By crying, you're telling everyone around you something no words could say as convincingly. I am not a threat right now. I need help. Researchers have found that a crying face is perceived as more trustworthy and less aggressive than the same face without tears. Strip the tears away digitally from a photo of someone crying, and people rate that same expression as more ambiguous, sometimes even hostile. The tears themselves are doing social work your face alone can't do. There's another layer to this. Emotional tears contain a chemical messenger that, in some studies, appeared to lower testosterone in people who touched or smelled them. A visible sign of distress, chemically nudging the people around you toward gentleness instead of aggression. So why don't other species do this? Some researchers think it comes down to something distinctly human: the size of our social groups and our reliance on cooperation to survive. A wolf pack, a chimp troop, they cooperate, but usually within small, tightly bonded units. Humans built enormous, overlapping networks of strangers who had to trust each other fast, without a shared den, a shared territory, sometimes without even a shared language. Tears may have become one of the few signals honest enough and vulnerable enough to cut through that distance. Which means that moment when you couldn't stop crying and felt embarrassed about it, that wasn't weakness breaking through. It was a system 4 million years in the making, doing exactly what it evolved to do.